ओके हम लोग आज यहाँ पर एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर रहे हैं। प्रॉब्लम दरअसल कुछ इस प्रकार का है, इज़ दैट हमें ये इक्वेशन दिए गए हैं 4x + 3y - 4 = 0 एंड 6x = 8 - 5y। इस प्रकार के इक्वेशंस दिए हैं ना। पहली बात तो ये इक्वेशंस हमें क्रैमर्स रूल से सॉल्व करने हैं, एंड सेकंड चीज़, दीज इक्वेशंस आर नॉट in their standard format. Now what I mean by standard format is that, simply speaking, in standard format, after equal to sign, that means on the right hand side of the equal to sign, there has to be some constant. Now when I say constant, there should not be any variable or there should not be any zero on the right hand side. This is what a standard format I mean. So what first step we are going to do over here is that we are going to move these constants on the right hand side. So basically we shall be changing these equation a bit. Let us see exactly how we can do the same. So over here, this 4 I am moving on the right hand side, therefore the equation will look somewhat like this: 4x plus 3y is equal to 4. We are going to call this as equation number 1. Similarly, in this second equation as well, to achieve the standard format, we need to have just this 8 on the right hand side. That means this 5y, it should be there on the left hand side, and therefore we are supposed to move this 5y on the left hand side of the equal to sign. Therefore we are going to do the same, and that is why the equation will look somewhat like this: 6x plus 5y is equal to 8 is going to be equation number 2. That is how we have mended the equations. Now once we are done with the equations, what our next step is going to be, let us see. Since we are supposed to solve these equations by Cramer's rule, actually we just have to get those total 3 d's over here. Of those first d, in that case we were supposed to focus purely on the coefficients. Let us calculate that d. So therefore capital D is equal to this 4 plus 3, 4, 3 and 6, 5. These two things we are going to have over here. This is the D we have calculated or just have listed up over here. We are also going to call, or we are also going to solve this entire determinant. We are going to do the same right now. We have already learned how to solve these determinants: left to right minus right to left. So 4 multiplied by 5 minus 3 multiplied by 6, that is how it is going to go. So therefore 4 into 5, that will be 20, minus 6 3s are 18. Therefore this d's value we are going to get to be 2. Once we have this 2, next we are going to calculate dx. Now what exactly this dx is, that we here are going to completely ignore y variable, and in place, we are going to completely ignore x variable, and in place of x variable we are going to substitute these 4 and 8. Therefore while calculating dx, instead of 4x or instead of 4, I am going to substitute this 4 followed by this 3. Then in this equation, instead of this 6, I am going to substitute this 8, and 5 will go as usual. Therefore this will be 5 equal to 4 multiplied by 5 minus 3 multiplied by 8. 4 5s should be 20, minus 8 3s are, that should be 24. So 20 minus 24, that should give us minus 4. What is the value for dx we have achieved? It is nothing but actually minus 4. Similar to dx, we are also going to calculate dy as well. So therefore dy 4 will be as usual. Therefore 4, instead of this 3 I am going to substitute 4, and instead of this 5 we will be substituting 8. Therefore 6 8. Now we are going to do the calculation. in this calculation, left to right minus right to left, that is going to be our old strategy. Therefore 4 multiplied by 8 minus 4 multiplied by 6, this is going to give us 32 minus 24. The answer we are going to get is actually just 8. Once we have this answer, once we have this 8, we are going to use these two equations to get the final answer, that means to get the values of x and y. So which formula we are going to use to get value for x? This is the formula we have agreed upon to calculate, and this is the formula that is going to give us value for y variable. So earlier we have got dx's value to be minus 4, therefore minus 4 divided by 2, minus 4 divided by 2, answer we are going to get is minus 2. Similarly dy divided by d, that is 8 divided by 2, therefore 8 divided by 2 should be equal to 4, and therefore what is the value for x and y? We are going to have nothing but minus 4 and or minus 2 and 4. That's it. Okay, this is another problem which we are going to solve. Now in this problem, what exactly is the special thing is that the first equation is there in the standard format, whereas the second equation, in this thing they have given us a coefficient in the form of a fraction. So definitely first we have to convert, or first we have to get rid of this fraction. Somehow we are going to do the same. Basically we will have to normalize this second equation. So let us see how exactly that normalization is going to go. Please note, while doing the normalization, first thing what you have to understand is that the denominator is that both the denominators are actually same. Since both these denominators are same, therefore what we are going to do is this variable you are going to multiply in a numerator and denominator by the same denominator as 2. Therefore let us see how exactly this x is going to look. Therefore by default, I have already told you that by default those variables who do not have any denominator, by default they have a denominator as 1. Therefore this x will get multiplied by 2 and its denominator 1 will also get multiplied by 2. These two terms are going to remain same, and therefore minus y divided by 2 is equal to 1 divided by 2. And therefore how exactly the new numerator will be? That will be 2x divided by 2 minus y divided by 2 is equal to 1 divided by 2. Now we were on a path to get rid of the denominator. However, we have created a new denominator, but still that is okay. We can get rid of these two. Let us see how exactly that can be done. So what we are going to do with this entire equation is that we are going to multiply it by 2. Okay, so the whole equation will be multiplied by 2. Therefore, multiplying by 2, what we are going to have is that this 2x divided by 2 minus, or rather that would be multiplied by 2 minus y divided by 2 multiplied by 2, 1 divided by 2 multiplied by 2. Therefore this 2 will get cancelled, these 2 will also get cancelled, and these 2's as well will get cancelled. As a result, what we are going to have is the remaining part of the equation is what we are looking for. That means 2x minus y equal to 1. Let us call this as our equation number 2, and this was our equation 1. So we have normalized these equations. Once we have done the same, now what exactly we are going to do? We are going to follow our standard procedure for the Cramer's rule. Okay, so as usual we are going to calculate those 3 D's. D dx and dy. So therefore while calculating first d, it will be 2 plus 3 and 2 minus 1. Therefore 2, 3 and 2 minus 1. I am going to solve this determinant as well. Therefore 2 multiplied by minus 1, 2 multiplied by minus 1 minus 3 multiplied by 2. Therefore 2 minus 1 is equal to minus 2 minus 3 2s are 6. Therefore the answer which we are looking for is minus 8. Okay, let us also call this as equation number 3. Somehow we are going to use the same. D's value we have got. Once we have D's value, next our target is to calculate dx. Okay, so dx, while calculating dx, it will be this 2 will be replacing this 2. Therefore it will be again 2 3 and 1 minus 1. Therefore 2 3 1 minus 1. Therefore 2 into minus 1 minus 3 multiplied by 1 is equal to 2 into minus 1 will give you minus 2 and 3 into 1 will give you 3. So minus 2 minus 3 should be minus 5. That should be the value for dx. When we have dx's value, as usual the next and last step is going to be dy calculation. Therefore while calculating dy, 2 2, this 2 will be replacing this 3y. Therefore 2 2 and 2 minus 1. 2 2 2 1. ठीक है, so it will be 2 2 and 2 1. 2 multiplied by 1 minus 2 multiplied by 2. Therefore the answer should be 2 into 1 2 minus 4 should be minus 2. Therefore calculation of x will go somewhat like this: dx multiplied divided by d. Therefore x's value will be minus 5 divided by d's value. Okay, earlier we had calculated d, that was minus 8. Therefore answer for x will be 5 divided by 8 and y will be equal to dy divided by d. dy's value was minus 2 divided by d. d was minus 8. Therefore it should be equal to 1 divided by 4. So this how we have got x value or y value. Okay. Now we are going to solve this problem. Now in this problem they have as usual asked us to solve the question, the basic question. They have not specified exactly which method we are supposed to utilize. All the question says is that solve the following simultaneous equation. That's it. So whether we are supposed to go for the Cramer's rule or not, that is completely up to us. Okay, so that decision we are going to take later. But even before that, what we have to decide about one thing is that this question is not our usual question, because so far what used to have is that the variables were actually there in the multiplication side. For the first time the variables are there in the denominator. Okay, so far we have trained to get rid of a constant denominator. Okay, but how to tackle the denominator if it is a variable? Let us try to understand the same. Now see, this, let us have an example of a first equation. That first example or first equation can be written like this as well. See, it can be written like 2 multiplied by 1 upon x minus 3 multiplied by 1 upon y is equal to 15. That is the first equation we have written so far. Okay. Similarly, the second equation can also be written in the same way. If we write a second equation as well in the same way, it will be 1 multiplied by 1 upon x plus 5 multiplied by 1 upon y is equal to 77. So this how we have written the equations. But what was the point of writing the equations in this way? The point was that to identify a symmetrical or the similar figure over there. If you observe both equations, you will come to know that both of these equations are having one factor common, which is actually 1 upon x and 1 upon y. Okay, so somehow we are going to exploit this fact. Let us see how exactly that can be done. So what I am going to do over here is that I am going to assume some variable in place of 1 upon x. Therefore, let us say let m is equal to 1 upon x and n be equal to 1 upon y. Once you have these two things, we are going to substitute these new variables m and n in here. Therefore, let us see exactly how these equations are going to be transformed. Therefore 2 multiplied by n, 2 multiplied by m minus 3 multiplied by n is equal to 15. This will be our first equation. Second equation will be 8m plus 5n equal to 77. Kindly note, what exactly so much special about these equations is that we have completely removed the original variables and we have got altogether new variables over here. Now, how exactly those new variables and those old variables as well are going to be used, we are going to look into that. See, over here what we can have, let us try to solve these equations for time being, and obviously we are going to follow the Cramer's rule only. It is the easiest method. So therefore d we are going to calculate. Therefore d will be equal to 2 minus 3 8 5. We have got the same. Therefore it will be 2 multiplied by 5 minus 3 multiplied by 8, therefore equal to 10 minus 24, that should be equal to 10 plus 24 equal to 34. So that is the value for d we have got over here. Once we have d, the next step we are going to look after is actually we are going to calculate dx's value. Okay, so in case of dx, therefore dx we are going to ignore x completely, or rather over here we do not have that x, so we are going to go ahead with a new variables. Let us not call this dx, we are going to call it dm. Okay, that will be our dm. Please, I am rewriting over here. dm is equal to, instead of 2 I will be writing 15. So first row will be 15 minus 3. First row will be 15 minus 3 and second row will be 77 5. 77 5 in here. We are going to do the multiplication as well. 15 multiplied by 5 minus 3 multiplied by 77. These multiplications we are going to perform now. 75 plus it will be actually 3. After addition we are going to have 6, 306. We have got dm's value over here. Similarly, we are going to calculate dn as well. Therefore, dn will be dn will be 2, 15 and 8, 77. 2, 15 and 8, 77. That is the thing we are going to do. 877. Let us try to solve this entire determinant. Therefore, we are going to have 2 multiplied by 77 minus 15 multiplied by 8. Therefore 2 into 77, that is actually 154 minus 120. So after subtraction all we are going to have is 34. Okay, so once we have dm and dn's value in place, now we are going to calculate m and n's value. Therefore m will be equal to dm divided by d. What was the value for dm we achieved earlier? It was 306. Therefore 306 divided by d. What was our d earlier? Our d was actually 34. Okay, so that 34 I am as well going to write in here. Similarly, we are going to calculate n's value as well. Therefore it will be dn divided by d should be equal to 34 divided by 34. So after reduction, what we are going to have is this m's value will be actually 9, whereas n's value will be equal to 1. We have calculated this, but please note, our entire target was to calculate the value for x and y. This m and n, they were not there in an original question. Therefore even if we have got the value for m and n, still that is not our final answer. Our final answer will include value for x and y. Now let us see exactly how to calculate x's and y's values. So for that matter, what we have calculated earlier, or what we have assumed earlier, let us see that. See, actually while assuming, we had written let m was equal to 1 upon x, that we had done, and n was equal to 1 upon y. Those things we have calculated in here. Now what was the value? So m was equal to 1 upon x and n was equal to 1 upon y. Now what is the value for m we have calculated so far? M was equal to 9. Therefore m's value we have substituted in here. Kindly note, we are looking for x's value, and therefore what we have after taking invertendo of both the sides, we are going to have x's value is to be 1 upon 9. Whereas n's value, what we have got earlier, n's value was actually equal to 1. Therefore equation will look like 1 is equal to 1 upon y. Again if we go for the invertendo, what we are going to have is y will be equal to 1 itself, because final answer will be 1 upon 1, which does not make any sense. 1 upon 1 is as good as 1 itself. Therefore this x and y's value we have calculated. Now this can be considered as our final answer. That is what we are going to write now. Therefore x comma y is equal to 1 upon 9 comma 1 is the solution of given simultaneous equations. That's it.